Hi, everybody. This is Brian Dunaway, and this week on Filmsack, we had the opportunity to sack Return of the Killer Tomatoes. That is the sequel, not the original Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That might have been a better choice, possibly. But the original did not have George Clooney, which this movie did. George Clooney, in his acting debut, or at least film feature debut, he's a pizza man. He makes the pies. And but this is not like any pie or pizza place you've ever worked at. This one does not involve any tomato sauce, so we have some really weird pizza combinations. We talk more about that on Film Sack this week. Randy was especially bemused by the non-tomato sauce having pizza. Also, this movie had Gomez from the Addams Family, John Astin, I believe his name is. And he was the professor. Yeah, he was good. He kind of reminded me of kind of like Beekman's World. It was kind of like pre-Beekman's World, maybe a little bit. Kind of weird tomato professor guy who makes an army of killer tomato humans. It's one of those movies where it's like, okay, we're talking about tomatoes and we'll have tomatoes in our movie, but for the most part, we're just pretending. We're going, hey, look, we have tomatoes, and they're really just people. They're people. So you have to pretend they're people that are tomatoes. You know what I'm talking about, right? You're not. Stop looking at me that way. All right. Return of the Killer Tomatoes right here on the side. Great artwork. A little trivia about this artwork. You'll notice that it says Return of the Killer Tomatoes on a tomato can. Originally, the illustrator was contracted to do something a little bit more Campbell soupish. It was supposed to be on there, and there were some copyright issues. Anyway, they went back, changed that, and you'll hear that kind of, what's that not the best trivia ever? I know, but there's better trivia if you go and check out filmsack.com. Scott has a few things to say about that. I had a blast. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan of the 80s movies, a big guilty pleasure. There's a lot of crappy 80s music in this thing, and there's even some original scores. There's some things that I think they do that are very interesting. They have a very good grasp on the Frank Sinatra. They do a parody of that in the movie and during a romantic scene that involves mimes. Okay, the more I talk about this movie, the more I realize maybe this wasn't such a great movie. But it was a great movie for sacking, so do check out Return of the Killer Tomatoes, filmsack.com. Follow me on @TheBrianDunaway. You can follow Filmsack @Filmsack, and of course, Scott Johnson and Randy Jordan and Coverville, Brian Ibbett. That's it. That's all I really had to say. I just wanted to just pop in for a minute and check out some of my video work, see how that turned out, see how my audio sounds, and to wear my Batman shirt. That's really all I wanted. But thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. No. Get out of my house!